Hey you, do you want to learn how to transition from one color to the next so that it doesn't turn out like a blobby mess in the middle? We all know how frustrating this can be. Well, and this is the video for you. What's up YouTube? I'm Alpha Prime and welcome to Alpha Sketch. So, on today's episode guys, I'm going to be showing you how I blend coloring pencils going from one color to the next. If you like the sound of that, go down there and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and let's get to the video. So, as you can see, I set out my page for don'ts and do's. So, I'll just start off here with the don'ts. This is an issue that I was having when I was actually starting out using pencils, and I had to try and learn this new way. And a lot of people just color, and they'll color in one tone and try and fill in all the gaps, and I can't even stay inside the line. Call myself an artist, for shame. But either way, it's just a quick way of showing you. People try and color just like this, and then they wonder why. Then, when they try and go from one color to the next, so they try and color sort of half the square, they're looking to go to a different, like change to a different shade, to a different color. So let's try and do even just a close enough one with this here, the yellow. And they try and go back and forward, then they notice, oh, it's not really actually, you know, it's still a big line there, so I'm gonna have to color a bit into the other color with the red. And as you can see, you start to end up with this darker color right in the middle compared to the two outside. And that doesn't really cause, or that doesn't really look like it's actually shading or coloring. And just to give you a further example, as you can see to the side here, I've got 5 pencils, 5 different coloring pencils. And I am going to start from one side, and we're going to use the same coloring technique that we've just done on above. Then you switch over to the next shade. And over to the next color, and the purple is trying to run away. And there goes the purple again. And try and go to blue. And now it's your turn, Mr. Purple. And there we go. As you can see, some of the colors don't actually blend too badly just doing even this technique, but at the same time you still can differentiate sort of the differences. This one probably is the worst of the bunch, but even doing that there, it's still not really transitioning well from one color to the next. So now I'm going to show you the way that I shade. Now if you look, the difference between this and this, starting off really light, gradually building up to darker, and starting to get very light again. So if we use that technique, obviously we're not going to start off light because we're not transitioning from another color. So I'm going to start off dark and then get very light as we sort of move towards here. And then that's just to keep it similar to that. So again, I'm going to start off nice and dark. Right. Now obviously I've done a fairly dark line there, but you'll get the gist of it. And you can sort of back and forward just to get the blend. Now, look at the difference in these two. This one, it just seemed to all, because you're starting off in the one shade of color, it all just sort of met in the middle and just made an absolute mess. As you can see in this one, they're actually gradually transitioning from one to the other, bar this big silly line that's in the middle, but that is my fault. So now I'm going to show you the same as what we've done down here. I'm going to do right here using this technique that I've shown. So what we're going to do is start off dark, get nice and light. Now this is where this initial one that I've showed you comes into play, because you're going to be transitioning from one color to the color that you're using, then transitioning off into another color. Start nice and light, get darker, and transition back off again. So we get our next color, which is green, or in this case, grass. And you start off nice and light, transition into the darker color, and then transition away. And we can pick our next color up. And you start off nice and light, get darker, and then start to lighten off again. And your final shade, you'll be starting off nice and light and gradually getting darker. So, as you can see, looking at the two colors here, we have a nice sort of pinkish coming in here, whereas you have the blue and the purple sort of coming through in different wee bits and strands and stuff. Here, again, this here is becoming sort of like a darker sort of green nearly, whereas here you do not notice the actual change happening as much. Again, on this bit, still like that weird sort of green yellow, as you can see, dark coming through in both of them, whereas here I think you get the perfect transition from a yellow into a green. And again, this needs no explanation. That looks absolutely terrible. It really does stand out like a sore thumb. I think transitioning from the red to the yellow, where you want to get into a nice sort of orangey sort of color here. And if you really wanted to go into hyper detail, you would actually use probably an orange pencil to transition into here. But just for the sake of the tutorial, I decided to go straight from the red to the yellow. So again, 100%, you can see the difference right there. So, just to recap, this is the wrong way of doing it, where you keep it all to one color, and then when you try and blend two colors, it makes an absolute mess. So that is a don't. I recommend going from a lighter shade to one side, getting darker to the color that you have, and gradually going off into a lighter shade. As you can tell here, it does actually blend a lot better, especially down here on this color. So I recommend using this method. And that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading any comments that I get from my videos, and I always try and respond to them. And again, if there's anything that you're struggling with, whether it be drawing, coloring, sketching, let me know in the comment section below, and I will try and do a video on it just to help you out, because that's what I'm doing in this art channel. I'm just trying to help people out. So, until next time, guys, stay awesome. Alpha out.